Hey guys, how y'all doing? How you doing? It's your girl Ruth. Hey, how y'all doing? It's your girl Ruth. Um, hey Leo, we in your eighth house. I jumped to the eighth house because I'm doing Scorpio, but I wanted to. Well, mainly I was watching um the series Sabrina. Hey, Spy, YouTube, wherever you are, get into my private. But and I have been watching it for a couple of days. I hadn't watched it when it first came out. Now there's Sabrina. I know all the other Sabrinas. The Teenage Witch, Bewitched, the whole 9 yards. But I have never watched it. My daughter had been trying to get me to watch it for a long time. So now I decided to watch it. I really like it a lot. Really enjoying it. But one part caught my eye. And those of y'all who watch Sabrina, y'all probably know as well. I guess I'll let that fly. I recorded, excuse me. Oh, Lord, maybe I need to turn that off. And we'll listen to it. This part is when they were in the bedroom with the demon. Actually, the man excuse me, Sabrina's boyfriend, Harvey, dad, owns a mine, and they work in the mine where they wanted his children to work in the mine. But Harvey, Sabrina's boyfriend, seen the Baphomet in the mine, so he was scared, so he didn't work in it. So his brother told him, "Okay, well, whatever." Before that, one of Sabrina's friends, who's a young girl who's kind of trying to figure out, what her sexual thing is, she has an uncle that they kind of put up in the room that worked for the mines, and he's also seen Baphomet, and one of the demons jumped inside of him. Okay, I don't know exactly where I'm going with all of this. Okay, um, it just was a message that uh, was supposed to put out there, and that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, so we'll listen to it. This is I should have caught the last part first. I mean, I put it last, the first part of this. But this is when they actually banished it out, and a big worm came out of that. Okay, let's see. This is what he's saying.
No thanks. Love you. Come closer. There's something about you I can't quite. Not corrupt. Impure. But in what way? What are you doing here, demon? What do you want? Spoil, debase, and corrupt humans. Starting with this mess. And when I'm done, I'll move on to the threats. Wide eyes and tie me like an animal. You don't need to stay tied up here. You could leave Jesse. Why would I do that? It's so nice and warm and sinful. Is that why you chose him? Was Jesse sinful? He's a sodomite, an abomination. More than anything, Jesse Putnam was convenient. My possession is his reward for setting me free. What's your name? What's yours? I'm Sabrina Spellman, daughter of High Priest and Conjurer Edward Spellman. So you're a witch. In that case, there's no harm in telling you. I'm Mayor Sakai, overlord of gluttony, devourer of flesh, demon from the bowels. Peasants don't want you here. Mayor Sakai, I don't want you here, so leave now before things get bad for you. And you brought your friends. Three little things.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. He was talking about sodomite, right? Um, and I looked up sodomite, and where is it at? It means a person who engages in sadism. Of course, not telling us much. um, which is derived from the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and the book of Genesis, was commonly restricted to annual sex, so sex in a behind, right? Sodom laws in many countries car- criminalize the behavior. Okay, so the before I go any further, I'm gonna note that they said that the witches was not supposed to participate in an exorcism because that's human business. But by her, Sabrina, being a half human, a half breed, and half witch, she had friends that she didn't want to let go of because she knew that the demon was going to destroy her friends next. Because anybody that touches the man, the demon inside the man's body, he have the right to do whatever, right? So even the council and even the aunt that came in to help them, I noticed it took four witches and not three. He called them the three, the piggies, until the more powerful aunt came in with more names of calling on ancestors, um, to help get rid of the um, the demon inside of the body. But he mentioned that the reason why he was able to take over the man's body was because the man was a sodomite. So he had annual sex. So the man was probably gay, or I don't know if sneaking around gay or was gay, or he caught him in a gay act, and he got in that person's body during that time. But I thought that was very interesting, considering a lot of things going on today, for as why is it important, or why is it being done, why they are abusing kids early in life, um, little boys in particular, um, little girls as well, don't get me wrong, but it has a powerful effect more. Wait, bless me. When it's done with little boys. So that causes a lot of mental instability in their minds. And it's done more than anybody realizes. Um, Not putting anybody down. I'm just trying to figure this out. It just caught my eye that he was able to come inside of this man because of that act, you know. And he was a parasite. It's a parasite demon. And when they banished it out, it came out of him in check it out. Worm. Let's go to another part. Worm is represented as penis. Worms are represented as a penis. Okay. I'm gonna name some other things that are represented as penis. Like I said, I don't know exactly where I'm going with this. Okay. Let me read a little bit more about Sodom. Sodom, Gomorrah. Um, Sodomy, annual or sexual intercourse between human beings, or any sexual relations between a human being and an animal, the act of which may be punishable as a criminal offense. So I don't know, maybe the man was having sex with an animal too. The word sodomy acquired different meanings over time under the common law. Sodomy considered of annual intercourse. Okay. Um, what does it mean to sodomy? Primary tab. Sodomy refers to annual oral intercourse. As explained in this case from Georgia, sodomy is defined as a sexual act involving the sexual organs of one person and the mouth or anus of another. Traditionally, Sodom has been referred to as a crime against nature. So it's a crime against nature, okay? Because if you think about it, and I'm just trying to figure this out. Don't get mad at me. I'm not against anybody, okay? Um, if you think about it, if everything is going to be the same, unless you're a morphodite, have both parts. If you only let one nature comes, one sex, nature is not producing. So I guess that's why they got things I've been seeing is they're trying to make these artificial children um, without a woman, right, and without a man and a woman touching each other, right? They have did it before, splice DNA, the whole 9 yards. They have did this before. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay. It says someone who practices sodomy using the terms of abuse, disparagement for a gay person, uh, one who practices culturally stigmatized form of sexual intercourse borrowed from Anglo-French and late Latin, Anglo-French sodomite, borrowed from late Latin, okay, inhabited of Solomon, one who practices a culturally stigmatized form of sexual intercourse, borrowed from Greek Solomonites, inhabited of Solomon. Okay. Um, the first known use of Solomite was in the 14th century. Okay. Um, where is that at? About the artificial child. Guess we'll go to that. I wasn't trying to, but okay. I still have this. Uh, Hold on, I'm trying to find something I put on here about a week ago. Um, okay, I'll just go ahead and look it up. What are artificial children? Artificial womb. Children's Hospital in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Let's see what they're talking about. Artificial uterus, or artificial womb, is a device that would allow for extra corporeal pregnancy by growing a fetus outside the body of an organism that would normally carry the fetus to term. I know some of us already know about this, but that's why I say a lot of people are not normal. So they using it on sheep when they first started. So sheep being who? Us, right? So this is something we're gonna go back in nature of doing. Um, and this it all coincide. Let me see. An artificial uterus as a replacement organ would have many applications. It will be used to assist male or female couples in the development of a fetus. Oh, that's what I want to say. Now I was watching um what is the name? Hemlock something. Shit. Forgot the name of it. Hemlock something on Netflix. And I found it very interesting that the wolf, which is okay, so the wolf that attacked the people, which was more than one animal on there, because it was the gypsies, which were werewolves, and it also was the Germans who had their own type of animal. Could have been werewolf. I mean, could have been vampire. Could have been something else. Mixture, okay? Because they showed that one time the grandma and the main character in the movie, in the series, was they were gypsies and they were on the road and they ran into some Nazis, and the grandmother, who was a famous, witch and warlock and the whole 9 yards of the powers, the Nazi had the power to make her almost stab her grandson. What is this? Almost, no, almost pull his throat out, and he had to run, and he still had the scars to show it. So they had some. I guess every culture got their own little secrets. So yeah, let's see. It's coming. This thing got me to a whole nother thing. God damn. Okay. Um, Artificial uterus as a replacement organ would have many applications. It would be used to assist male or female couples in the development of a fetus. This can potentially be performed as a switch from a natural uterus to an artificial uterus, thereby moving the threshold. Oh, I'm sorry. I say she all over the place. Okay, I'm sorry. I was finishing about the heart hemlock. Yeah, it was interesting that the wolf, when he attacked the females, he only attacked females, and he attacked the private parts of the females. Okay, he only started from their vagina and the rectum, the whole 9 yards. That was so strange. So that's something that, to me, I'm gonna look beyond. Is that stating that they are taking the woman's inside and using her to perform these acts, because you have to have female parts to make this happen. I don't care if you got it in a tube or whatever you got it in. You have to have her eggs. You have to have something of hers. Just like a chicken. You could sit on the chicken after he had the egg. He needs the warmth of any type of body. Most of the male go ahead and do that, but he still has to get that. Nature still is going to take its course, but you eliminate the warmth of the mother and you put it in an incubator or something like that. That incubator to me is more male like, but I don't know. Let's see. um they can potentially be performed as a switch from a natural uterus to an artificial uterus, thereby moving the threshold of fetal viability to such an earlier stage of pregnancy. Let's see what that means. Fetal viability is the ability of a human fetus to survive outside the uterus. Medical viability is generally considered to be between 23 and 24 weeks gestational age. Viability depends upon factors such as birth weight, gestational age, and the availability of advanced medical care. Though low-income countries, half of the newborns born at or below 32 weeks gestational age die due to a lack of medical access. In high-income countries, the vast majority of newborns born above 24 weeks gestational age survival. As of 2022, the world record for the lowest gestational age newborn to survive is held by Curtis Z.Y. Keith Means, who was born on 5th of July 2020 in the United States at 21 weeks and 1 day gestational age, weighing 420 grams. Wow. In this sense, it can be regarded as a neonatal incubator with very extended functions. Now I'm gonna go back to, not now, but I'm gonna go back to the sodomite. My theory on, I was talking about the young boys. It's like it was a programming, and then they are subject to demonology taking control and having them function on only sex. It's a trap. It's to make them, disrespect the natural order of the world. Crime against nature and crime against women. And they're causing this, you know, and you have a lot of issues going on in their head, and they're sworn to secrecy, and a lot of these children are feeling like it's their fault, and they're ashamed, and they're ashamed of what people. I'm sorry, yeah. Whew. They're ashamed of what people are going to call them, because some people is very cruel, and some kids are very cruel, and without knowing the whole story of a person's life, so that makes them hide these things. And then criminal acts from a child that they have done for whatever reason, um, getting with the wrong mate, making these children, leaving the mate, or leaving the mate that you're supposed to be with because you have some issues with your sexual, and you want to go out and have other sexual acts. So that leaves the children vulnerable, and some do it with the kids, but you leave them unprotected, and then you go out, like I say, they go out and they do things, and some to help mom do money, or looking for the dad. Papa was a Rolling Stone, and looking for the dad, or dad figure, and then they run up on these evil entities, these demonic incubus or whatever you call them, and they're sucking. You know what I'm saying? The mind, the soul, the out of these kids and them. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, then they back and forth in and out of juvenile, in and out of jail, going through and seeing the same thing. They're going to sex with them in jail and making sure that they do that because that is programmed to keep male and female apart in the jails because they know their nature. Eventually, they want to have sex if they already programmed them for that. So they're going to be raping each other and not caring, sodomizing each other. And the women in the jails as well, they don't cope with it. They started in some places, but they won't have control if they let the man and the woman be in jail together. So they know how to keep it apart. All of this is control. And for these entities and humans, let's not leave them out, okay? The corrupt ones that's keeping it going for their agenda. Now, this has not, it's nothing new under the sun, okay? Anyway, let's go. Where did I stop at? In the sense, it can be regarded as a new neon neonatal incubator. Now they're showing an incubator. I don't know if you can see that. Um, from 1909. So they've been doing this a long time in Mexico. An incubator is a apartment used to maintain environmental conditions suitable for a neonatal newborn baby. It is used at preterm births or for some full-term babies. This is additionally equipment used to evaluate and treat six neonatals. These include blood pressure monitor. The blood pressure monitor is a machine that's connected to a small cuff which wrapped around the arm or leg of the patient. This cuff automatically takes the blood pressure and displays the data of for review for providers. Oxygen hood. This is a clear box that fits over the baby's head and supplies oxygen. This is used for babies who can still breathe out need some respiratory support. Ventilator. This is a breathing machine that delivers air to the lungs. Babies who are severely ill will receive this intervention. Typically, the ventilator takes the role of the lungs while treatment is administered to improve lung and circulatory function. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Go back where I was. Okay. With very extended functions. It could also be used for initiation of fetal development. An artificial uterus could also help make fetal surgery, also known as antenatal surgery, parental surgery, is a growing branch of maternal fetal medicine that covers any of a broad range of surgical techniques that are used to treat birth defects in fetuses who are still in the pregnant uterus. There are three main types: open fetus surgery, which involves completely opening the uterus to operate on the fetus, minimally invasive fetoscope surgery, which uses small incisions and is guided by a fetoscope and sonograph, and percutaneous percutaneous fetus therapy, which involves placing a catheter under continuous ultrasound guidance. So they're showing the going inside and going inside the baby and the mother's stomach. Fetal intervention is relatively used, advancing technologies allowing earlier and more accurate diagnosis of diseases and congenital problems for a fetus. Okay. Procedures in early stages are optional instead of having to postpone them until them of pregnancy. They wanted to do that to me. Their excuse was my last baby was I was in my 30s when I had her, and supposedly when you in your 30s, you have a chance. It's a chance that your child would have cerebral palsy or come with some kind of defect. So they wanted to allow. They gave me the option either to abort her or let them go inside and see if the baby's going to be with some type of trauma because of my age. Hell no. Told it like just like that. No, hell no. Ain't nothing gonna be wrong with my baby. My baby gonna be healthy and strong. Age ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Watch these people. In 2016, scientists published two studies regarding human embryos developing for 13 days within an ectouterine environment. And then look, by intuitive as my daughter is, see, they be knowing when your child be born. See, you got to be smart. They know the date and time. They know who is what. So they'd have been able to take her and probably grow her out of my body. If I would agree to have an abortion, or someone rich person or whatever person that got her powers for her being so intuitive, and they would aid her and the placenta, you know, and have the powers and stole her life that she's supposed to have, whatever she's supposed to do here. Y'all gotta be awoke for this. It's a lot of stuff going on. Especially we're gonna go back to why that sodomite is for the men and why the men seem like they want to do right and they can't control themselves. Mind you, this been for centuries. This been since Egypt, the Pharaoh stage. Why would somebody want to have Solomon just him himself? He had 800 concubines besides wives. There's somebody who don't know how to control their sexual urges and somebody feeding it to them. You know, we're gonna get on that too. Okay. Okay, let's see. Currently in wait a minute. Currently in 14-day rule prevents human embryos from being kept in artificial wombs longer than 14 days. This rule has been codified into law in 20 countries. In 2017, fetal researchers at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia published a study showing they had grown premature lamb fetus for 4 weeks in an extraurinary life support system. An artificial uterus, sometimes referred to as an exowomb, would have to provide nutrients and oxygen to nurture a fetus, as well as expose of waste material. The scope of an artificial uterus or artificial uterus system, to emphasize a broader scope, may also include the interface serving the function otherwise provided by the placenta, an amniotic tank functioning as the amniotic sac. Amniotic sac, also called the bag of water. So that's what in your baby would be in a human woman's body. So they know how to make all of that. They try to really not make room for women at all. They want the children, you know, but which ones? You know what I'm saying? So they learned they have taught them how to do this. You know, a world full of, we already see it today, right? It's like, but to me, y'all, I'm not meaning any harm, but it's like, are you being programmed to be this way, or is it choice? That's what I'm trying to say. Program. You see what I'm saying? Bag of water are the membranes. It is the sac in which embryo and later fetus develops in ammonites. Amniots. It is a thin but tough, transparent pair of membranes that hold a developing embryo and later fetus until shortly before birth. The inner of these membranes, the amnion, encloses the amniotic cavity, containing the amniotic fluid of the embryo. The outer membrane, the chorion, contains the amnion and a part of the placenta on the outer side. So that's why they've been taking people's placenta as well. They didn't learn. Oh my goodness, these people. Amniotic sac is connected to the yolk sac through anatus and via the umbilical cord, the placenta, out of the mother's womb. And what is that movie that? Oh, it ended. Hemlock ended in because he didn't know that his mom or his power, one of the vampire, not the gypsies, but the German background son, was all fucked up. His family was crazy, whatever. His mom had, he didn't know the powers. He was in love with his cousin, but he didn't realize it. But he was visiting her, and she was thinking it was an angel, but it was actually him that got her pregnant. In the end, after everything went down, they showed that the baby was being in, no, they got the baby. He was supposed to bite the baby or feed on the baby, eat the baby, and stuff like that. He was supposed to eat the baby, but he didn't. But then he killed the mom, and this crazy mad scientist Asian man was reborn, making her. He was making her over like this. He know how to rebirth the person to make them renew again through machinery like this. That's how it ended. So of course, it'll be a part two whenever they decide to bring it back. But that was giving you information right there how they can do this. She was a grown woman. He put her back as a fetus. You know, so that shows you there the beings showed them how to do this. You know what I'm saying? And they know how to reincarnate. And they didn't got so good. They don't have to take you. Well, she did die, so he was allowed to reincarnate her. So, but in where somebody could see it actually in the hospital this time, and not in the light. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, okay, so we got enough for the artificial child, so we know that's possible. Okay, um, let's ask this question. What are all the crimes against nature?
According to Wikipedia, the crime against nature or unnatural act has historically been a legal term in English-speaking states identifying forms of sexual behavior not considered natural or decent and are legally punishable offenses.
Okay. What is example? Okay. For example, California originally used the term the infamous crime against nature to describe both Sodom and bestiality. However, this language was eventually discarded, and the offenses of sodomy and sexual contact with animals are separately defined. Okay. Which fallen angel brought sodomy? Not giving me an answer, y'all. Oh, okay. Um, it says Sodom and Gomorrah addresses rape, not a loving relationship. Okay, let's see. Sodom and Gomorrah addressing gang rape, not a loving relationship. Looking at the story in Genesis 19, God sends two angels disguised as men to Solomon, where the men of Solomon threaten to rape them. God then destroys the city with fire and brimstone. God had already decided to destroy the city prior to this incident. The men's aggressive actions are preceded by lavish display of hospitality by Abraham and Sarah, Genesis 18, and Lot, Genesis 19. These proceedings accounts place the focus on the men of Solomon's violent, disgraceful treatment of strangers. Now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and the needy. Ezekiel 16:49. Y'all getting it? They were aggressive, trying to take over somebody else's body. That's what they've been doing. That's what makes it a sin. That's what makes it detestable, abomination. Same sex rape was a common tactic of aggression and humiliation in the ancient world. Gang rape is completely different from loving relationship based on consent, much less mutilated, mutuality and commitment. A parallel story in Judges 19 shows that the men of Sodom's acts were not connected to sexual orientation. In Judges 19, a Levite and his concubine rest from their travels in the city of Gibeah, Gibeah, in the tribe of Benjamin. A foreigner living in the place offers them hospitality, but some of the wicked men of the city surround the house and said, "Bring out the man who came to your house so we can have sex with him." Judges 19:22. The owner said, "No, my friends, don't be so vile. Since this man is my guest, don't do this outrageous thing. Look, here is my virgin daughter and his concubine. I will bring them out to you now, and you can use them and do to them whatever you wish." Judges 19:23 through 24. So that was the women. Horrifically, the men raped the man's concubine to death. Their threat was to rape and possibly kill, not to have any kind of romantic encounter. Y'all see where it's going? You know, that's the sin, that's the abomination. That's not loving relationship, that's being bullies, that's being taken over, sodomized, that's taking over somebody else's body unwillingly, you know. And that's what I'm thinking about the men, and these fallen angels or whatever you want to call them, forces or whatever, and also the humans that's doing this. It says, don't Ezekiel 16:50, 2 Peter 2:7, and Jude 7 mention same-sex behavior as part of the reason for Solomon's destruction. There are more than 20 references to Sodom and Gomorrah in Scripture after Genesis 19. Only two of them mention sexual sins at all. Ezekiel 16:50 says, "They were haughty and did an abomination before me, so I removed them when I saw it." The word abomination is used 117 times in the Old Testament. 111 of those uses have no connection to same-sex behavior. 2 Peter 2:7 says that Lot was greatly distressed by the sensual conduct of the wicked. This phase is not a specific reference to a same-sex behavior. Judges 7 says that Sodom and Gomorrah gave themselves up to sexual immorality and perversion. Some translations render this as unnatural desire, but it literally means different flesh. This phase likely refers to the attempt rape of angels, given that Jude 6 refers to the Nephilim of Genesis 6, the angels who did not keep their position of authority but abandoned their proper dwelling. Out of more than 20 references to Sodom and Gomorrah and the rest of Scripture, none mention same-sex behavior as even part of the reason for Solomon's destruction. Something I want to say. We got all these other universes out here and these other galaxies. We are not the only ones here. So you got, like they say, different ones, the archons, different ones are men, you know, and I'm pretty sure on different um planets, this probably was acceptable to them, you know. And the artificial thing and all of that, they probably did that and they wanted kids and they did that kind of stuff on their planet, you know. But to come here and to force that on our planet is not fair or right. That's an abomination, you know. You starting from young, you know, look at all the sodomizing they did, you know, and disrespect and put the fear, you know, jealous of a one man's penis bigger than yours. So I'm pretty sure that's probably why they're here and not on their planet, because they disrespect each other on their planet. They probably destroyed their own planet because of arrogance and, you know, just abomination stuff. So now they coming here and want to disrespect the woman. Who knows how they use the mother then? Who knows how they use the woman on their planet? You know, whatever one's doing it, if it's the archons or whoever it is, it's not fair that you will come here and treat the males here like this, and starting from a child and disrespecting that child, not giving them a chance to make a choice. That's why you got a lot of them, you know, killing themselves and different stuff like that, because they're so confused and there's no beauty in it, because you sodomize them, you rape them, you disrespecting them, you put fear in them, and then you study doing it in these jailhouses, in all over the place. They can't even go to Boy Scout. They can't even go to church. They do it in you know, we already know the stories of all of that. They get the fathers. They mess with the fathers' minds. I'm not saying women ain't doing it too, but it's a different when a man does it. A big difference when a man mess with another man, another, especially a child, and it fuck them up real bad if it's a dad or somebody they look up to, especially a dad. So y'all doing all of this corrupt shit to make sure that they stay in line for y'all gender to disrespect the woman, to make this world like the world you had before, wherever you came from, when you fucked over that world, that planet. And you don't want women to be able to fight or stand strong to even try to save the person that they love, their sons, their husbands, nieces, nephews, whatever. You put all these stumbling blocks in the way because of your agenda. That's not right. And I think the universe is going to take care of you for that. That's not right at all. That's wrong. That is so unfair. So I'm seeing now more and more, as long as I've been here, on how unfair this really is, you know. And I can understand people like, well, damn, you know, well, where's the God? Where's the help? You know what I'm saying? Why haven't anybody took care of this yet? You know, we keep saying any moment now, any moment now. You know, when is Jesus going to bust? What more will make the Jesus come? Haven't it haven't it been enough? Over enough? You know. So it makes you boggles your mind, and it's like, well, when is enough? You know, is this not enough that's happening in the world right now for him to bust that cloud? He says coming back. Is that not enough? If you read Revelations, everything has been fulfilled. So is that another lie? Are we on our own? Are we supposed to figure this out so we can move to the next level and study fight back? Is that what's supposed to be going on? Because I think we need to know that by right now, don't y'all? Anyway, but haven't Christians always understood the sin of Sodom and to be same sex behavior? No, this was not the original interpretation of Solomon's story, which dates back to 14th century BC. Isaiah first equates the sin of Sodom with expressing marginalized groups, murder, and theft. Jeremiah 23:14 links it with adultery, idolatry, and power abuses. Amos 4:1-11 and Zechariah 2:8:11 compared it to the oppression of the poor, as well as prideful and mocking behavior. Other Jewish writings say God loathed the people of Solomon on account of their arrogance. Sirach 16:8 and punished them for having received strangers with hospitality. Wisdom 19:15. Okay, let's see. I want to check what I already did. So, um, okay. I was looking at the world, the things of the world, of different things, and this happened to, I guess, for fun or something. I don't know, for fun or not, but um, different things like mushrooms, for instance, right? Mushrooms is made like a penis, right? What is all this? Yeah, mushrooms are made like penises, and so is trees. Okay, let's see. Mushrooms help our forest. And now, wait a minute, before I say that, I was looking at the movie. I was writing down what movies all had to do with the mushrooms. And this Papa Smurf came, and there was a lot of ego, testosterone in it. And they live in mushrooms, right? So let's see. It's a mushroom for breaking sexual sodomy spell. I was looking for that. Let's see. How mushrooms help our forest. Mushrooms lovers already know how diverse mushrooms can be. Their appearance, taste, texture, growing climate, and high and health benefits can all vary from one species to the next. However, many will be astonished to learn that there are thought to be over 5 million species of fungi. Even more surprisingly, the majority of those fungi don't produce mushrooms at all. You may be wondering what fungi consist of if it doesn't produce mushrooms. The majority of the mushroom structure is actually underground. Whisper thin threads called HYPHAE branch out and are woven together to create the mycelium, a web of fibers that wraps around the pores into tree roots and can grow to astonishing sizes. In fact, the world's greatest observed mushroom can be found in Oregon's National Park and covers 2.4 thousand acres. The mescaline belongs to the mushroom known as Armillaria, Ostoni, and has earned the nickname homogeneous plants. Okay, we're gonna look up that word right there. Humongongus. With fungi covering so much area in our forests, they're prone, prone to affect the ecosystem. Here are some of the ways these fascinating structures help plants, animals, and other organisms. Okay, let's look for this word right here, right quick. Um, Huge, enormous, homogonous. Okay, the meaning of huge, build enormous amount of money. Okay, so that means huge. Okay, So that's the mushrooms coming out the ground. I had a little more information on the mushroom. It says to help break down organic matter into nutrients that plants can use, hook up with plant roots to help them access water and improve soil structure. They even help plants communicate with each other. In short, a healthy fungi population is essential for a healthy soil. Oh, sure. Early in our history, people discovered that photoactivity properties in the fungi kingdom. Fungi, most notably mushrooms, have been used to revert, revered as sacramental tools to communicate with the spiritual world by many cultures for thousands of years. The reason why I put the mushrooms, I was looking at in my plants, and I had to move one of my hibiscus plants away from the da, 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 sunflower and the Lutana Camara because the sunflower was dominating the hibiscus, and it wasn't growing. It was bringing in flowers, and I read up on that. I think we talked about the sunflower being very dominant, but the Lutana Camara, the nettle tree and stuff like that, they could take it. So I moved it. So before I moved it, I noticed that the mushrooms came to help. So I read more upon it, and that's what it says it does to the soil, you know, and it helps it communicate. I need help. I need help. You know, I'm in distress. I'm being raped. I'm being dominated. You know what I'm saying? So all that thing, I'm just thinking about that too. So it was being dominated by the sunflowers because it wasn't producing any flowers anymore. So the mushrooms came to its aid. Okay. So I thought that was interesting. That's how I got to the mushrooms. Okay, let's finish reading. What does mushroom represent spiritually? Seeing mushroom in your daily life. Spiritually, if you see a mushroom in real life, it could be a symbol of any of these popular meanings, including good luck, longevity, energy, safety, prosperity, rebirth, good or bad transformation, and enlightenment. Okay. And then we have are mushrooms a good omen? Mushrooms are either good luck or bad luck, depending on where you are. Witches, warlocks, sprites. I seen that. I read that the other day. And evil spirits are all linked with mushrooms in stories passed down across the world. Some form of wax cap, metal, or pink. You're probably familiar with the common umbrella shape of a lot of mushrooms, toadstools. What powers do mushrooms have? Their ability to transmute toxins, increase intracellular communication, boost immunity, and balance the nervous system are why they have been regarded as one of nature's most powerful medicines. Okay. So I'm really trying to see. Let's just keep on. Okay. Um, what are mushrooms used for? What are magical mushrooms? Magical mushrooms are naturally occurring and are consumed for their hallucinogenic effect. Hold on. And how you say it? Yeah, hallucinogenic effects. Hallucinogenic Okay. They belong to a group of drugs known as psychedelics. Psychedelics, which trigger changes in perception, mood, and thought. Okay, so it changes, trigger changes. So I'm thinking, even though a person had those things happen to them in their young lives, they still have a choice to not be that way if that's not in their soul and in their what they came here to do. So I'm trying to find out what is making them do it anyway. The key ingredient in magic mushroom is psilocybin. Says hallucinogenic effects. They belong to the group of drugs known as whatever that word is, which trigger changes in perception, mood, and thought. They are called philus m phallus impudicus. Yes, really. John, 16th century botanist John Gerald called them prickly mushrooms or fungus, virus penis, a fungi, and these general history of plants. The reason obvious, they look like man's penis. What is a woman? Okay, jump from something else. So they look like penises. Okay. Um. So this is I don't know. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this. Let's see. What is a water woman? Water women symbol the fertility and life-giving virtues of water and are said to possess oneiric beauty. They are said to appear as small and innocent women with a high self-esteem and very prideful of their beauty. They are good women and try to bring wealth and well-being to the areas they live in. Um, then I asked, we'll get off the mushroom for a minute. I asked what else is male, and I was telling you about trees. Tree is male. Okay. The internet is overwhelmingly male. Men are on average 33.5% more likely to have internet access than women, according to an inclusive internet index, a survey of 86 countries that are home to 91% of global population. Are computers masculine or feminine? The men decided that computers are feminine because no one but their creator understands their internal logic. Did you hear what they said? No one but their creator. So they call a woman a creator. Okay, so we know that's correct, right? The computers masculine or feminine, what does it say? The men's group decided that computers should definitely be of the feminine gender. No one, okay, saying the same thing. Women decide that computers are masculine because in order to gain their attention, you have to turn them on. Okay. They are full of data but are still clueless. They are supposed to help you solve your problems, but most of the time they are the problem. Ooh. And that's due to all of this trickery. Um, the laptop. Recently, a group of computer scientists, all males, announced that laptops should also be referred to as a being feminine. The computer, male or female, and Italian gender. Gender of computer is masculine. Okay. Okay. Now what else I got? Okay, we did read about Sodom and Gomorrah. What was the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah? The Bible accounts Sodom was recorded. Okay, we did that. I'm not going to read that again. Okay. A history of oral sex from ancient roots to the modern blowjob. It turns out that there are some things that we humans have basically been doing since the beginning of time, like complaining and putting weed in our vaginas. Okay. And oral sex happens to be one of those hallowed ancient traditions. Why'd you put weed in your vagina? Anyway, yeah, that's right. Oral sex wasn't actually popularized in the 1970s and brought into the mainstream of the Godfather, and main and brought into the mainstream by the Godfather and Deep Throat. So we're going back in the 1920s, y'all. It has a long, rich history that dates back thousands of years. Let's dive in, shall we? Art depicting sexual acts has been found around the globe, left behind by countless ancient peoples and dating back thousands of years. Author and scholar says Top Salon in 2000 that the first clear, real traces of Fleto are from ancient Egypt. So, oral sex. Osiris was killed by his brother and cut into pieces. His sister Iris put the pieces together, but by chance the penis was missing. An artificial penis was made out of clay, and Iris blew life back into Osiris by sucking it. There are explicit images of this myth. Okay, so going back to that picture, what did I say the name of it? Hardlock or whatever it is on Netflix. That's what the doctor was remaking her, you know, artificial, whatever. And the city of Pompeii, which was buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, artifacts uncovered ancient baths decorated with erotic oral sex pictures reported independent on 2010 included depictions of oral sex. Antonio Varone, who helped lead the evacuation of the baths, told the Independent that the physicals included depiction of oral sex groups. Another ancient building discovered in Pompeii, a brother called the Lupanary, Lupanare, including similar erotic force codes, whatever, as well as a sign advertising the services of a prostitute whose speciality was oral sex. The Manchi people who lived on the northern coast of Peru and whose civilization likely collapsed around 56 to 650 AD made urinary ceramics that also happened to be depictions of flat, that F word fell. You can see some of them in a person at the Maso Laco in Lama, Peru. The Kama Sutra, Kamasutra, one of the world's most famous erotic texts, was created in northern India, probably in the 2nd century, reported the Wall Street Journal in March. An original Sanskrit text includes descriptions of the fellatio, FELLATIO, in various, sometimes complicated positions. So it's always a woman bowing down to the man. That's what they want again, y'all. Getting medieval. It stands to reason that if oral sex was practiced around the world in ancient times, it probably doesn't fall out of favor just because of Roman Empire collapse. But as Smithsonian reported in 2014, and any kind of sex in medieval Europe came with a whole lot of rules and baggage. I don't know, something just degrading. Want children to do that to them, especially boys, because their mouths are little. And this goes back to the fucking ego. Goes Leo. That's why I did it doing this, because if they're little, the penis is little and the child mouth is little. This is so degrading. I don't know why they gave this to me, but that gives them ego, thinking they got a big penis by a child sucking their penis. That gives them the ego. Oh my goodness. Any kind of sexual in medieval Europe came with a whole lot of rules and baggage. Modern day Americans can be thankful that we are not trying to have sex in medieval Europe, because what was allowed and what was not was, if anything, even more complicated than back then. Oral sex was among the list of forbidden acts, along with non conventional positions and really any kind of sexual act that was pleasurable. Much of O'Donnell's evidence comes in the form of penetrational literature aimed mostly at monks that outline the correct penance for a variety of sinful acts, he said in an email. One medieval potential document from Ireland recommended 4 years penancy for commoners, but five for whatever. The church imposed association between sexual pleasure and sin that permitted medieval culture lasted for centuries and is still hanging on, some might argue, as recently as the 19th century. Sexual pleasure and a relation that didn't lead directly to procreation, even with the structure of a traditional marriage, more where moral sins uh, remains to some extent in taboo. But according to slang historian, who created an impulsive, interactive timeline of slang terms for oral sex, prickly, prickle eating, min- minetting, minetting, and eating seafood. 20th century turn of 20th saw a huge jump on in oral sex and slang terms, according to Green's timeline, including such gems as dickly liquor, deep sea diving, sneezing in the cabbage, and now familiar blowjob. Okay, let's go back to the mushroom. Let's see. Okay, we got 10 things in nature that look like a penis: trees, worms, peppers, snakes, frogs. They say frogs is one that is shriveled up, cactus, monkeys. I don't know. Listen, they don't also try to sneak a peek at the wacky. monkeys. This character gives penis lovers a double whammy because not only do the males have the most nose outside of Oregon Wilson, but they are always sporting a bright red, wetty erection. Oh yeah, their penis always out, and their nose. It's the orangutans. Okay, mushrooms. Okay. I want to ask a question. Um, is mushrooms used for sexual acts? I don't know why I'm saying sex on mushrooms, good or bad. Uh, that might not be how I want to word it. Um, for encounters with sexual charged wizards to fall in love with trips in fornicating on fungus is beautiful and bizarre in equal measure. Before you go transforming your orifices into psychedelic pools, here's what every lustful photonaut needs to know. Names have been omitted to protect the hemodontic. The other week, on an unreasonable cold day in Savannah, Georgia, an unspecified seafarer shoved about 4 grams of psychedelic mushrooms into my mouth as I spilled a gen, no, on the toilet. This dose, an apparent misfire, was administered under the age-old delusion that more is always better. The previous weekend, um, Maritime R and I were on the same program from a substance standpoint, but we approached the adventure in cautious increments. After the sexual success of that encounter, organs from earlobe stimulation, palming each other's face, tracing the ridges and wrinkles that told stories of smiles and shortcomings, crying to Brian Wilson. We couldn't wait to explore the unsighting ridges of arousal further through sex on mushrooms. We thought we would discover new nerves, bounce electric current between us. Instead, I thought I was receiving colomucus from the keyboard elf. Immediately put on a fur jacket and USHANKA hat and attempted to return home to the river. So the sexual encounter in the penis wasn't good. I mean, in the rectal, I guess. For better or for worse, PSILOCYBIN induces transformational experiences. A couple may find peace sustained in a virus of ego disintegrating organisms. However, the same couple on a different trip may become blogged out by the intricacies of the human body and not even be able to accept a kiss without inviting mental chaos. Yeah, that's what's going on. Um, sex on shrooms is deli- delicate. Delicate. Once you hop on this magic carpet ride, you can never be sure how the journey will unravel. Bad trips happen, whether or not physical intimacy is involved, so it's best to be prepared. Mm. So that's what they've been talking about in history, magic carpet ride. And I did that, but it's on a ride, sexual ride with mushroom, some type of drug. Consent is key. Legally, you can't consume to sex on psycholytics because you're not in a sober state of mind. However, that doesn't stop couples from having sex on shrooms with fervent consent. Before we get into the mystical and the harmonious, we must implore when tripping with a partner. If psychedelic sex is something you want to experience, ensure they're on only the same page before the dosage drops. Talk about it beforehand to discuss intentions and boundaries. When you're actually tripping, it will just make everything go smoothly so everyone is on the same page. Will I fall in love? Falling in love under the influence of mushrooms is no anomaly. Mushrooms could ramp their connection up even more in terms of scru- serotonin activation, accelerated bonding, and could even cause new partners to believe they are soulmates. About having sex, safe sex on mushrooms. Um, Next level intimacy best when recalling her shroomery sex capsules. We could play with each other's brains, she wrote. Stroke mental ingenuous zones. Oh, fuck. Just how psychedelic therapy can be 10 years of therapy packed into one day. If you trip with someone, no matter the level of physical intimacy shared, it can be like feeding a few months of dating in one day because you get to um, traverse new territories and unlock new sensations together. Okay, I'm not gonna finish reading it. Okay, let's see. Um, so we see. Okay, I'm gonna ask this question: do they put some type of poison in prisoners' food? Prison food is making U.S. inmates disproportionately sick. Labs in food safety have made U.S. prisoners 6 times more likely to get a foodborne illness than the general population. This wouldn't surprise anyone. The food served in correctional institutions is generally not very good, even though most Americans have never tasted a meal dished up in a correctional kitchen. Occasionally, secondhand glimpses tend to reinforce a common belief that prison food is scant, joyless, and unsavory, if not even worse. In August, the Detroit Free Press reported that a prisoner kitchen worker was fired for refusing to serve rotten potatoes. You can find nightmarish stories about maggots in national outlets like USA Today. Meanwhile, the Marshall Project's more thought Marshall Projects in national outlets like USA Today. Meanwhile, the Marshall Project's more thorough pictorial analog of daily correctional fare across the country found that most offerings barely fill a cafeteria tray, let alone a hungry belly. Reports like these reinforce the sense that criminal justice has a gastronomic dimension, that unreverently horrid food is standard feature of the punishment prisoners receive behind bars. That is a lie and truth ain't in y'all. Shouldn't have, no, that's no. Y'all caused this shit. and then you want to put them in there and make them punish for some shit y'all caused. But new evidence suggests that the situation is worse than previously thought, and not just because prison food isn't winning any James Beard awards, it's also making inmates sick. According to a recent study for the Centers of Disease Control, CDC, correctional inmates are 6.4 times more likely to suffer from a food related illness than the general population. The report, which looked at confirmed outbreaks across the country between 1998 and 2014, and is the first update to the data in 20 years, underscores the fact that prison food is more than just a punchline, a flashpoint, or a gross out gag on orange is the new black. It's a hidden public health crisis. The study, published in the American Journal of Public Health, found that inmates suffer from foodborne illness at the rate of 45%, 100,000 people annually, compared to only 7 per 100,000 in the general population. And 6% of all confirmed outbreak related cases of foodborne illness in the United States took place in correctional institutions. Significant considering that less than 1% of country's population is incarnated. At the same time, this month, this motoric outbreaks, the kind that occur in the correctional institutions, were the country's largest outbreak in 4 of the 17 years study. In 6 other years, correctional outbreaks ranked within the top five. 37 states reported at least one dysenteric outbreak during the same span. They're just laughing at people. Just what is to blame for the dramatic rates of foodborne illness in jails, prisons? That's harder to say. Oh, fuck us. We're most salmonella, what a common disease causing agent, for instance, and that tame poultry products were. This is the best place for them to put some shit like mushrooms and other hallucinogenic stuff into these people food, making them do stuff in there what they want them to do, all kind of stuff attached to them, then setting them out in the world to finish the agenda. This is just really sad. It's really, really sad. There's so many movies. Alice in Wonderland, Attack of the Mushroom People, Fantastic Fungi, Smurf, Lord of the Rings, Shitai, it's a mushroom, Spy Kids, Sprite Fright, Bambi. I was listening to the song from Prince. Prince been so on me for some reason. But his song Bambi was interesting because he talks about Bambi by Prince. He talks about trying to convince a girl to not to be gay, that is better with a man. I thought that was interesting as well. To my baby when he first came out. But you weren't true. And you look just like you. Bambi. It's better with the moon. Bambi. That was some. All right. Um, guess I can. Y'all get the gist. I just, just so many things to do and find out, and I think we on our own. I think we're on our own to find this out. I really do. It's been a trick to make you keep waiting, and things keep happening, and they keep doing their agenda, you know, and not realizing your power and realize who you are to get this stuff done. Anyway, um, we'll go to Leo in the eighth house. Leo in the eighth house.
According to Well Plus Good, Leo is
How to heat up your sex life using your eighth house in astrology. An eighth house in astrology is considered to be the zodiac wheel's underworld or its sex dragon dungeon. If you will, ruled by Scorpio and Pluto, the transformal zone of our natal charts is where our darkness lives, where we can get in touch with our deepest desires, where we can experience esoteric growth. Okay, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. It's so hard to believe. Um, and becoming to our own being. The eighth house is astrology is also a transformal astrologer where we can look at how sex, intimacy, and orgasms can influence our life force deeply, connecting us to trust essential of our soul and root energy center. I think I got the wrong thing. Let me go back. Okay, here you go. Okay, and Leo, eighth house, is fun and courageous. You're likely willing to put your heart into romance. Role play, dress up, or some kind of sexy performance may be a turn on, but remember to give your partner a turn in the spotlight too. Be open to communicating with your partner in terms of what they want and try to not allow your ego to get bruised if they direct you in what they want. That's what I was talking about. Letting people or sex or whatever on you. We seen that, talked about that. The right thing to talk about. Rebellious against the norm. Leo in the eighth house. While generous people born with Leo in the eighth house prefer to have control over joint financial accounts, more than often they're giving even with those who deserve it, representing longevity and healthiness. They're energetic and assertive and courageous during most of their lives. However, they may not realize this about themselves because they're always looking to explore in the bravest manner possible. As far as their fear of new and authority goes, this can change their entire life because it's giving more foresight to their subconscious. It's possible for some of them to never adopt to people giving them orders, but at least they don't mind change because they think it can only bring good things into their life. Leo on the eighth house cusp, positives, resolute, intuitive, and industrious, negative, evasive, and inflexible. Advice: take better care of your heart by avoiding to get set up, out of literally anything. Celebrities: Gwen Stefani, Jimi Hendrix, Warren Buffett, Coco Chanel, Paul Newman. Interesting. Living to the highest standards. Eight house rules over investments being made and the money of others. So those with Leo here may invest a lot of their energy into these matters. They may only feel proud when managing money most creatively, also when sharing their business knowledge and talking about what fantasies fascinates them about debts. As far as extreme challenges are going, these natives are very impressive when dealing with surprises coming from both those who surround them and even themselves. During a psychological crisis, they're looking for more power, but not in others, not in the situations happening to them, nor themselves. When looking to impress with their strength, they are only obtaining more endurance in return, which can help them deal with any crisis in the simplest and most joyous ways. They should take good care of their hearts. Therefore, cardio fitness is indicated for these natives. Loving to be at the center of attention. Eight house Leos are expressing their light through power they want and influence they have over others, meaning they're many times advantage, advantage. They may want to gain the reputation of being benefit factors for those who need money and material resources. It's important for them to have a schedule and to notice any opportunity that can help their personality shine more. If this is not possible, they may start to force their light onto their loved ones and this way to push these people away. The best quality of an eight house Leo individuals is being able to regenerate the self, to hold on to high values when it comes to it, and reflect the principle of the cosmos. Therefore, natives with this placement in their birth chart need to look for absolute truth and how this is manifested in their in life. However, they need to avoid being dominating when looking for the truth, as well as not all the time think that what they know is what truly matters and dismiss the beliefs of others. Being creative about life activities is also about groups. Leo can contribute a lot with his leadership qualities. More than this sign can be very helpful because it's pushing natives to search for the truth. The same eighth house is also the one of astrology and metaphysics. So it's making people study signs that are all about what's beyond the material. Those who are looking for the truth are functioning on a high octave and are curious about any life mystery. When it comes to the low octave, these search for the truth can help them be teachers of religion, philosophy, or any other profound subject for that matter. Individuals born with Leo in the eighth house live to have all kind of exciting experiences. This being the reason why they love taking risks and moving homes. Okay, they don't want to pay attention to detail because they're happier going with the flow and living their life. It's unlikely for them to be scared about death, but this doesn't mean they're not serious to live their life in a disciplined manner. They just want to feel that they're living. When it comes to what they're doing for a living, many of them are big investors who handle large sums of money. This means they have a glamorous lifestyle and opportunities to give to others as well. Many know them as generous and for always being around to give a hand. Their financial future is usually secure and they're not curious about any secrets others may have. These natives love being in control, especially when it comes to money. This is why they're not known to spend on useless things. Their ego is very strong, so they should do something about it because they can hurt others when seen insensitive. feeling like it's their right to show off. Eighth house Leos don't realize this attitude of theirs is making others feel uncomfortable. Most of the time, those who are going through difficult situations. It isn't the best idea for these natives to be too proud of themselves. If having to deal with difficult emotions, they can end up wounded side, showing a wounded side them. This is why they need to keep their personalities away from their shadow. Otherwise, they can become destructive when looking for attention, as well as egotistical when wanting more power. This is because they most likely had more personalities from which they inherited many traits. Rebelling against social norm. When expressing their dark side, these Leos can become a very destructive force. The more they're dealing with their emotional issues, the more confidence they can start to have in themselves. Taking care of their psyche is making them feel more alive, even if they can be a little bit too dramatic and feeling alive only when dealing with the most difficult feelings. It's a good thing this is the way they're healing. Their self is all the time surviving extreme feelings, not to mention their personality is resourceful enough for them to overcome any issue. Intimacy can help individuals with Leo in the eighth house be more self aware and learn more from sexual intercourse. However, they can think only of themselves during sex, so they should change this for their partner's sake. Those of them who are very developed can rebel against some social norms and wish for their uh, ideologies to be put into practice. Some are interested in their cult and in the most energetic manner. They're convincing but subtle as well, adventurous because they love taking risks. Physical pleasure is something they enjoy, but it can consume their energy. At least during sex, they're expressing themselves and are more creative. When it comes to having a partner, the person with Leo in the eighth house wants to receive back what he or she is giving. People with this placement in their birth chart are controlling and possessive in love, but generous with their material resources. As said before, they should take care of their hearts and not tear their bodies. Okay? Many of them want to work in a financial sector, which can happen because they have the talent and others are willing to give them a hand. While giving, they want to have total control over money because they simply love investing and distributing profits. This is the reason why many of these natives are working as bankers in the most important financial institutions. They don't like following others and can't stay in only one place for too long. Having some issues with their ego, they can bother others if they can't accept some people are simply childish but capable of effect. They aren't following the right path in life for them. When it comes to how they are viewed success, these natives can have the wrong perception. If they want to make their dreams come true, they must be respecting other people and also themselves. Their life challenge is to also give their respect to those who aren't as profound, pragmatic, or reliable as them. Okay, I want to ask one more question before we go into the tarot read. Um, well, how can I word this? What type of effects does what type of effects does molestation? What type of effects does molestation have on children? What is the short-term effect of molestation? An adolescent commonly reported sexual dissatisfaction, promiscuity, homosexuality, and an increased risk for victimization, depression, and suicide ideation or behavior also appeared to be more common among victims of sexual abuse compared to normal and erratic non-abuse controls. What is it called when a parent molests their children? Child abuse, child sexual abuse, also called child molestation, is a form of child abuse in which an adult or older adolescent uses a child for sexual stimulation. What are causes of molestation? Child molestation can be caused by the following: heightened arousal to children, early childhood experience, hormone imbalance, 6 long terms of abuse. Maltreatment can cause victims to feel isolated, fear, and distrust, which can translate into lifelong psychological consequences that can manifest as educational difficulties, low self esteem, depression, and trouble forming and maintaining relationships. Okay, okay, leave that alone, yeah. Okay, let's see. Get my little strawberries right now. Ooh, what's that? Let's see. This should be saved. Raining balls. Ooh, wind blowing. What is that? Red flag. Is that red or that's pink? Is this red? What color is this? Okay, that's pink. So we got the gay running towards the balls. We got feminine energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got illnesses, we got sicknesses, we got 2 pennies here. I didn't know I had two. We have one in tail, one in head. Check that out. Morning, noon, and night, you give me head. I don't know why they had me dressing this all week, y'all, but whatever. Um, where's the other diamond? We have a pearl here, like a pearl, actual pearl or clam. A man on top of a child, well, a teenager, top of a child, actual clam. The clam is outside the pearl, the pearl tongue, pearl sexual area, the pearl you wear. Y'all take that how y'all want. The morphodite is in the feminine energy, next to some sickness, and the child has a hole in the heart. Says be careful of your heart. Okay. Then we have some rubbish under the blue water. I'm gonna say like the sea plants. I'm thinking this for healing. Water is always healing. They said the small water woman. Remember? Let me see. Where is the small water woman found? Oh, they just showing different women in water dead. Water woman. That's a whole sitcom on there. Oh, it's a song of spirit. What is that? I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. Let me get back to my book. Made by spirit. What is a water woman? A woman associated or having to do with water, especially a woman working on a boat or among boats. Water woman of India. Keeping in mind the pressing situation at hand, uh, no, they got a woman in the water. Aqua girl. It says, hmm, water woman is a female who is considered by her peers in the marine sports community to be well apt, experienced, and highly skilled in various marine sports, performs safety and courageously in monarch conditions such as ocean swimming, open water swimming, body surfing, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, that's not what I had at first. Okay. Wang Ishi Mutu. Mangechimutu. Water woman. Laguna Glory. She graves east across the lagoon, looking away from the approaching view, her ebony skin catching the sun and large tail curling behind her. Water Woman, 2017, a cast bronze sculpture by the artist. Okay, that was the artistic day, Wayne Mouton, born 1972. Six Pierce, a tongue grassy mount at the foot of the museum. Okay, blah, blah. Okay, rooted in mystery. The mystery. This is Siren, Siren, figure evocated of the mermaid. References both the Dun, Dugon, Dugong, and endangered relative of the manatee, founded in warm coastal waters by East Africa to Australia and the East African folklore legend of the half woman, half sea creature who entitles and eludes. The artist has said the nuba represents bewitching female aquatic beings with powers to entrance and drown suspicious, susceptible mortals. In contrast to the Western, whatever, rooted in Hellenic, Nordic, and Anglo-Saxon depiction of Syrian-haired woman with pale skin. Here, the Saran is represented by a luminous charcoal-colored female body, a vein of inquired central to Muta's work. Growing up in Narrabot 1970s, she noted that representations of people in film and television during her childhood primarily consisted of white women and men, and when they were black, they didn't resemble urban African people. Likewise, reference the colonialism and masculinity dominating historical and mythological native. Nutu has accumulated that the Nguva in Africa folklore was a cunning temptress said to come out of the sea and masquerade as a human to people, trick people, namely persuadable men, in order to utilize her power to drown people, to drag them into the sea. The gender narrative of women as dangerous temptress is, I don't know that word, throughout history, as in the extraordinary persecution of women as witches across the US and Europe in 16th, 17th centuries. But in Muta's narrative, it is complicated further by the colonialism, slave trade, and identity endemic to African history. Perhaps because of this, Nutu's water woman appears not dangerous but posed and melancholy, as if she has carried the weight of this history on her shoulders for centuries. She moved to the United States in 1992 to study cult art, earning her BFA from Copper Union 1976 and her MFA at Yale University. Since then, using a wide range of media, including video, sculpture, performance, installation, and works on paper, she has generated artistic practice centered around issues of ritual race, consumerism, and politics of identity. Her work waves elements of East Africa mythology as seen in Nguva with Afro surrealism, elements of science, fiction, and fantasy. Okay, we're not going to finish that. That was interesting. So we got gold with sickness on top. We got the elderly woman, silver, silver hair, gray hair. Oh, got some in my lap. Okay, so it went in my lap. Whatever, what's the color? Silver in my lap. On my blue pants. What that mean? Semen. Wow. Okay. Ring, red ring, blood, head, tails, diamonds. Where's my little diamond at? I don't see my deal. My little diamond. Look at that. Interesting. I don't see the little diamond. See the big diamonds. Diamonds are made something like penis too. I don't know why I'm on this, y'all, but whatever. We got the seed growing over here. It went towards the mountains. No ground. Okay, this is ground. Mother Earth. Someone could be catching them pearls, getting some pearls with clown. Got something transparent, slimy. I ain't gonna say more than I see. Child abandoned over here. I mean, look up and see. Cause the to be at odds. I don't know what that was. Anyway. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm in 2 hours. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Somebody working on something. Don't want to change, but keeping the change before the change. And it could be an elderly. Maybe don't want to change. Don't want to stop working. Don't want to change. Want to stay the same. Just had the elderly. Okay. Could be a king, boss, grandpa, grandma, daddy, you, whoever. Somebody want to keep working and want everything to stay the same and want nothing to change. Okay. Okay. It's arguments coming, debates, networking, working together, disagreeing, protecting. Could be some type of sport. There's no clarity, no truth. Not sure because of the change. Arguing, fussing. Could be a protest. Somebody don't want something to change. Got Aries, opposite Libra. Got Aries again. Got Virgo here. We got air sign here. And we got Leo here. First deacon Leo. Somebody ego showing. They don't want change. Want things to stay the same. Don't want the truth. Ain't looking for a happy home. It's not on their agenda. Um, this is either don't want to change from being a thief or stealing. You know what? This seemed like a plan to steal. We was talking about pearls and all of that. To steal something. I don't know why I got that. Yeah, collaborating, working on, studying the plans, maybe studying house, whatever. Okay, ego again, reverse. Five of Swords. First deacon Aquarius. It's like people won't help you. Maybe you're in the cold, or either you one enough people, you're better than them. This is like, I don't need y'all help. I need to put the ego down. Okay, let's see. You're looking back. You're not realizing the strength. Or moving on. Going ahead with this plan. Family, ancestors, inheritance, money. On top of Virgo, money, work. Somebody work hard for the money. So hard for you, honey. They work hard for the money, so you better treat her right. We have the Ten of Swords on top of the Tower. Death or ending of a situation or relationship. Planning for your old age. Planning for your 401k, your retirement. Um, I don't know, different things going on here. Popping in my head, I'm saying it. It's like getting the security system down. Working on that. Figuring out how they go. You're not protected. Unprotect somebody. Whoever y'all robbing got money. Network. That's how you getting in. Hacking their system. It's an Aries. They ain't gonna see it coming. Or Libra. Or like I said, the Taurus next door, Pisces across from that is Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Fire. Reverse. Page of Wands reverse. Traveling underground, instead of on top. Scorpio. There you go. Underground. Aries and Virgo. Are y'all mates? Somebody want to get rid of somebody for insurance money, inheritance, a robbery, planning for old age, picking out a coffin. No victory, whatever this is. Somebody trying to kill you twice. Double murder. Yeah. Plan on tying somebody up. Somebody gonna fight, very defensive. Police or something come out. Yeah. It's your spell. Death spell. Nine of Cups reverse. Somebody not happy. Victory, they didn't get to do it. So no victory. They're not happy. Whoever trying this, they got caught. Somebody defend themselves. He's trying to tangle them up. Okay, the getaway. Somebody didn't get away. Car crash, or they just found some child in the trunk of a car dead. It's not finished. Somebody's not finished. They're gonna come back again. Yeah, they be back. Balancing opposite polarities. So, opposite of Sag would be Gemini. Opposite of Cancer would be Capricorn. Travel, the Chariot. Either they want to catch you while you're on the road or traveling. You're trying to balance things out. The opposite polarities trying to balance the situation. Two ideas. They're trying to figure out what the best way to catch you at. Where they can catch you off guard. That you stay ready. Leo, you and Scorpio here. Daytime or night. They steady trying to catch y'all. And failing. Maybe watching your house. I don't know if they think y'all got money. Maybe the jewelry, diamonds, whatever it may be. Children. Molester. We did have a child alert today or yesterday, one of them. Fuckers. Sacrifice. They need to sacrifice. What is today? Oh, Lord have mercy. Um, Historical events on this day.
Showing results for historic events on this day.
Wait a minute. Historical events on this day. See, Eric Erachus becomes Bishop of LUIC in 959. Um, Kubala Khan accepts the surrender of his younger brother Ariq Bak at Yangadu at the end of the Mongol Civil War in 1264. In 1321, 160 Jews of Chinko, France, burned at the stake. Sacrifice. Burned. Ottoman Turk in 1541. Ottoman Turks under Suleiman the Magnificent captured Buda, the capital of Hungarian Kingdom, and go on to dominate central Hungary for 150 years. Sultan. 1560, Tycho Brahe becomes interested in astronomy. 1574, Spain begins siege of Alkmaar in the Netherlands. 1598, 22, deed of transfer proclaims Netherlands independence. Historic event, 1673, King Louis the 14th donates 600 books to find the Library of La l'Académie Française. The Sun King of France, Louis. Oh, really? Well, happy birthday, Sun King. There you go, Leo. 1673, Sea Battle of Kijkduin defeats English and French fleet. 1680, Pueblo Indians takes possession of Santa Fe in the New Mexico province from Spanish. 1689, Battle of Ducker Hill fought in Scotland between supporters of King James the Seventh of the Scotland and troops of William of Orange. 1703, Edirne event, Turkish army removes Sultan Mustafa II, lessening the power of the sultans. Treaty of Interest, 1718, Holy Roman Empire, Charles VI, Turkey and Venice signed peace treaty. Holy Roman Empire. 1760, the church later Cathedral of Our Lady of Candlemas of somebody, Puerto Rico, is founded, establishing the basis for the founding of the city. Coup de Feta, DETAT, 1772, King Gustava III of Sweden completes a couple defeat what I just said by adopting a new constitution and installing himself as an enlightened despot, ending 50 years of parliamentary rule. Okay. Victory in battle. Battle Rimanar, British and Portuguese forces led by General Arthur Wellesley defeated French force under Major General Jean Andoche Junot near the village of Vimeiro, Portugal, the first Anglo-Portuguese victory of the Peninsular War. Duke of Wellington, Jean Baptism Benedict, Marshal of France, is elected Crown Prince of Sweden. 1921, Jarvis Island is discovered by the crew of the ship. History, 1931, former slave Nat Turner leads uprising against slave. Really? Rebel slave Nat Turner. John Hamilton paints Venetian blind. 1842, the city of Cobalt, Tasmania is founded. 1852, Chinjan Indians destroy Fort Secret, Yukon Territory. 1856, America's first consul to Japan, Townsend Harris, arrives in Shimada, traditional Japanese, July 21st, 1856. 1858, first Lincoln Douglas debated in Illinois. 1862, Venetia opens its gates. 1863, raid in Lawrence. Let's see. Chicago White Sox. They got the Cardinals, baseball, men's golf. This could have been golf. Um, Somebody getting over their fears, getting stronger. I don't know if you was under the influence or you was under a spell. Whatever the deal was, you're getting out of that. Moving on with your future. It's that time they can't keep holding you back. Somebody want to keep on trying, whatever this is. You're getting over that pain and hurt and crying. I don't think you're leaving, holding it in. I think you're getting healed. Somebody with money either helping you or you manifesting it. Yeah, getting out of whatever they was trying to do. It's very horrible. I don't know if somebody escaped or it's time for them to get out of jail or something that was horribly done to you. So sorry that you're getting out of. Okay, yeah, you were sick. You're healing yourself. Maybe it's getting out of a hospital. I don't know, some type of situation that was horrible. Speaking your truth on it now, that's probably why they want to stop you. So they got stuff in place to try and stop you from speaking the truth on whatever you just went through. So whoever this is, you better be careful. Yeah, this could be speaking the truth on family. Gemini again. Till I look down, it's a Gemini. Gemini right here, Eight of Swords. You're trying to build your life back together with your family. To tell the truth on your family. Because they the ones had you under something, underneath, under marriage, put in jail, I don't know, something. Yeah. Divine timing. Time for you to go on your path, get grounded, get balanced, and protecting yourself. The angels got you. It's testing the waters, so they're gonna try to test you again. Childhood fears, get over that stuff. Second deacon Scorpio. You go Scorpio. Happy house. Childhood memories. Don't stay in the past. They're gonna try to capture you again. We got the angel and the devil. We had the demons, devil, and the angel going to bed together. Um, I said the child would be a Libra. That was Taurus and Gemini. Capricorn and Sag. Got Aries reversed. We started off with that. Somebody wants your soul. Somebody wants you badly. They want you stuck in a cage. They want you. They don't want you to get well. They don't want you to speak the truth. They don't want. It's your time to shine. It's your time to move on. Do what you came here to do, but they gonna fight you. You already see through the BS and the lies being told. You on to your future. You don't want to look back. All the things that didn't happen. The shoulda, woulda, coulda. You don't want to see that. You want a new, fresh beginning. Visit a message to share. You want to share your knowledge, things that went on. You got the strength now to do that. But we go to bed again. Now here go secrets. Here go. They want you to worship them. They don't want you to worship nothing else. They want you to believe the lie. Keep up with the lie. And you want to expose it. You have the power to do that. Ten of Wands way down with problems. Very heavy load. That's how they want you. They want you to stay the same way. They want you to build. Come into your right mind. Be comfortable. Fearless. Not afraid of nothing. Want you full of passion because you're Leo Scorpio. You're supposed to be fucking, disrespecting, all the things we talked about. That's how they want you. Can't control your sexual urges. But you the high priestess now. Child of the high priestess. You the high priest or high priest. You are that now. So they better watch out. That's what they didn't want to happen. Karma against a 4. You're going to turn the world upside down. Because you fighting that urge that they trying to keep bringing up. We already talked about how. Men and women. There's a lot of women on the seashells. A lot of women and men and gay and all that kind of stuff. Balls all around. Just balls. You want to give back. You want to help. You just don't want to take. They don't want you to be like that. You want to spread universal love. They want you to spread your wild oats. That's what they want you to do. You ain't letting them break your heart. You out of that. They can stop your money flow. Queen of Pentacles. This could be Sag Cap. Could be any one of the earth signs. Somebody mismanaging your money or stole. They did plan a robbery or something. I don't know if you got out and your stuff and your belongings wasn't there. Maybe you had some money. Maybe you let somebody watch your money while you were gone away, whatever was going on, and they spent it and they don't have anything to show for it. But you're going to get justice from all that. You could be a lawyer, divorce, whatever the deal is, but you're going to get justice for that. Now here comes some secrets going to be exposed because justice here. It's going to be exposed. All the trickery, the lies from the depths of hell. All the deceit. Restless, outspoken, ambitious, King of Wands. I don't know if this person's going to help you. Or they sitting on their throne, salamanders, want everything to remain the same. Cancer, Leo, Aries. Yeah, they want to leave you out in the cold. They do not want you to see what you need to see. And do what you need to do. Could be you. Could be an empress, a wicked empress, a feminine energy, or to destroy this empress. One of the two. Take it how y'all take it. Because we got Earth sign twice reversed. Got Libra, justice up by the deceit, deception, the moon. Or could be a Cancer, Pisces that's getting justice from all the effery going on as well, exposing it all, talking to you at night, giving you secrets on how to move forward. Because we got the high priestess here. Number 9, Sag, completion. Yeah. Now, y'all might not be lovers, but um, this person could be helping you, signing a contract. Mm. Yeah, under the stars, something happening at night. Well, it's age of Aquarius, humanitarian people, help stuff growing. You're gonna be surprised. It's fun. You're getting help from maybe from below, places you never thought before. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Let's see. Mm, twice. Yeah, no, I'm coming in a message, strong message. Could be a vehicle, could be a limousine. Mm, could be law books. You need to study, spell books. Or the book is closed, closing the case. Another, somebody avoiding change. You're cutting out but don't serve you. Going home, safe and secure. You free to go. Whatever this is, you are free. But these snakes, they're going to jail. A cult, whatever this is, they're gonna be exposed. They're gonna study, try to be in your mind. Sneaky, yeah. Business booming. It's a business. Whole organization worth a lot of money. Used to doing this here. They ain't trying to change their tactics. Eastern Star, whoever occult. Cult is hidden. 2 of Cups. Again, somebody want to celebrate with you. We did the victory already, right? Cancer and Scorpio, y'all too. With Cancer and Venus. Don't celebrate too soon. I wouldn't trust nobody right now. Yeah, be untrustworthy. Got 222. Wow. Let's see the 222. Yeah, and that's a Capricorn and Taurus, Venus again. What does 222 mean? Angelic, understand symbolism. You can transform your life, transforming your life. You're on the right path. You're in the right place at the right time. Follow joy to ascend towards your soul's purpose. Spirit astrology, meaning states that you are ready to take your spiritual evolution up a notch, and angels you will be beside you to guide you through the process. And a perfect time to trust your intuition and follow all the other signs that your guardian angel sends you. So whatever the hell they put you through, mental hospital, I don't know, defeat, sickness, disease, whatever, war, could be in the public, whatever. I mean, in the government, I don't know, sickness and disease. They made you take them shots, whatever the deal is, or made you give this, do this to others. It's your time. You ain't gonna drink and smoke with nobody. It's again, Virgo, Capricorn, trying to use you. That's Scorpio and Pisces, reverse, Five of Cups. Somebody show trying to let you celebrate. I wouldn't even know about it, right? I wouldn't do a thing. Damn, y'all. Come on. Yeah, so journey, I go a long journey. It's Aquarius and Gemini. Your money, still trying to retrieve your money. Somebody's want to come and offer you some drinks. I'll tell you how much they care about you. Number 8, that's Scorpio. Cancer and Pisces, water signs, maybe be in your feelings. I can understand. And we have somebody trying to wish sickness on you or death, got devil Taurus, but ammunition, maybe they came to bring you some something to protect yourself. You gotta determine now who's your friend and who is not. Getting in this, because people love money and then they could threaten people's lives. You know what I'm saying? 21 to adopt success and attainment. Remember, son of the earth, that the empire of the world belongs to the empire of the light, that the empire of light is the throne which God reserves for the sanctified will. Thou wilt gather the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, and drink of the eternal fountain, if thou art sufficiently master thyself to approach it without covering. Obstacles will disappear from thy path, and thy destiny will have no limit, save those of thy will. So it's all up to you, Leo. That's Leo 21. We got uh, Queen of Swords. Signifies a person ruled by Virgo, studious, rather even-tempered, ingenuous and witty. Right way up, it denotes a Virgo woman. I analyze, so plan and everything else, and I just watch who I'm eating from and what I'm doing, who I'm drinking with, strategize, analyze. Two again. Two. Veiled Isis reverse science. Remember, son of the earth, that the mind is enlightened in seeking God, which the eyes of thy will. God said, let there be light, and light inundated space. Man should say, let truth show itself, and good come to me. And if man possess a healthy will, he will see the truth shine, and guided by it will attain all to which he aspires. If veiled Isis should appear, strike resolutely at the door of the future, and it will open to you. But study for a long time the door you should enter. Turn your face toward the Sun of Justice, and a knowledge of truth will be given you. Keep silent in regard to your intentions, so as to not be influenced by the contradictions of men. So you'll be in your feelings. You might be talking to somebody, maybe talking too much. So don't talk a lot. Just look, pay attention. Let's 7. The conqueror, victory. It's not a victory yet. It's twice what a victory over here, but okay, let's see. Remember, son of the earth, that the empire of the world belongs to them who possess the sovereignty of spirit. That is to say, the light which makes clear the mystery of life. It signifies that in breaking through obstacles, thou wilt crush thy enemies, and all thy wishes will be realized if thou attack the future with ardency, armed in the consciousness of right. So they ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be watching you still. It's reverse. H. Horseman of scepter reverse. Messing with your business. Denotes thoughts concerning business. Reverse. It indicates thoughts opposed to his business interests. I would go into another profession, you know. Black magic woman. Are you against yourself or for yourself? Do you care too much? Guard your heart. Organite, copper, aluminum. Get that around you to protect you from the stuff in the skies. Got Pisces. Pay PP loan. Okay. Incense candles, Friday, lotto, cigarettes, herbs, coffee, mate, candy. Um, hexagon premise, blue-green premise, separates white light onto spectrum of colors. Example, forced to look at the disaster through the prism of the television. Communication and self-expression stimulates ability to communicate one's deepest truths. Our turquoise promotes intuition, speaking from the heart. Green, new beginnings, abundance, nature, renewal, growth, healing, energy to heart. Blue, calm, responsible, sadness. Purple, creativity, royalty, wealth. Black, mystery, elegance, evil. Not with this. Blue, royalty, sincerity, wisdom, confidence, stability, faith, heaven, intelligence. Green, express unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion. Serial killer. Okay. Spears, this carnation pink. Unity, wholeness, completion, almost mysterious, divine feminine, motherly, womb of spirit. Creek monad, to be stable, and monos, oneness, the first seed, essence, builder, foundation, space, producer, immutable, truth and destiny. Gratitude, purity and look, flesh, incarnation, God made flesh. Love, fascination, distinction, unique and rich, pure love, good luck, admiration. Don't forget to pick up your feelings. You might be telling somebody there. Native Hawaiians plant the placenta with a tree which can grow alongside the child. Zigzag floors, thunderbolt, moving up and down, side to side, back and forth. Twists and turns, lots of surprises. Chiron, reverse. Murderer. South Asia. Brazilian. Check your kids' body, especially sexual parts, to make sure they aren't secretly been hurt. Body weight, gallons of water. Dwarf, Cyrus. Apricot, 10 size. Decogon, Decogon, desires fulfilled, situations encountered and experienced, learned, the single pulse motivated by desire that originated from within the center of its own field of consciousness is how contained within all that it has learned. That which has been considered unknown has become experienced and made known, exposed, presented itself to self by desire, materialized, self-inflicted, real reality created by imagination and holographic realization of constraints in which it has found its being desire to finish forward to no beingness, retrieve to self unity. White civilizations to believe in an afterlife. They believe that a second self called the live within every human being comes from the Greek meaning we K and ancient Egypt mer, spiritual being able to reach into higher realms, the organ pyramids, crystal clusters, for the chemtrails to block from your home and to wear your protection. White weddings, hospitals, angels, purity, cleanliness, peacefulness, earth, Eastern culture, death and sadness, virginity and innocence, birth, light, purity, youth, happiness, harvest, love, malevolence, energy, softness, radiance, brilliance, transcendence, release, illumination, encouragement, and protection, calm, peace, hope, comfort, fresh, negative, blank slate, cold, stark, shark, stark, isolated. Okay, it's a lot. I know. Have you started that idea yet? Plan for your future. Will you give him or her a second chance? Or you already did? Kenya, control. Do you feel someone's watching you? Is it someone you know, the watchers, or a stranger? Dubai in the clouds. If things coming against you, time to rise. Are you happy inside? Try to go ahead and end this. Okay, let's do these. Cow, Cancer. Taurus, snowstorm, 8 of Cups, walking away. And we got the Queen of Wands. Maybe gonna talk to Glenda the Good Witch. Nosebleed, gonna need protection. They not crazy. Computer number. Fight for your life. Cross mosquitoes. No shame in your game. Cross gun. Center of the earth. Trumpet. Do you need a lawyer or get rid of one? Fire's ass. Your child sees things but not crazy. The order, the empress, upright. She's good. Fishing for answers. Now you know on the run, seen a murder. Need help moving. Cottage. Spell books good on the bad. Six of Wands and Five of Cups. Dead bodies. Seen a lot of stuff. Seen neighbor's son having sex with sister. Dog. Lightning. Johnny boy. Hiding under flesh. CPR. Strippers. Scientists. Move around. Point me in the right direction. Learn Spanish or another language. Uncle going to bed having sex with his nieces, giving them money. Relax. Right before I kick his ass. I'm sorry. I am a mountains. Breach. Lawrence Island. Western Somalia. Samoa. Samoa. Zoo. Tomb Raiders. Earth Tones. Inyok. Peaceful. Showroom. Spice drink. Bloodsuckers. Wallpaper. Delaware. Creative in a laboratory. Created in a laboratory. Job training. Readings. March. Towels. Fertility. Paperback. Doors open. Skin popping. Furs. Their mother bloodline and her is not evil. Father side is. Change of plans. Fireplace in bedroom and bath. It's a wonderful world, believe it. She only get paid to suck dicks only. Belfast. Colombia. New Brunswick. Zimbabwe. Zambia. Zambia. I don't know. Price estimate. Original. 30 bond company. Broken wings. Boho. Barcons. The whole family hates you cause she love you. Roll call. Black goo. Fire ceremonies. I love players. Smoke up hope. centerpieces, less clothing, treasures, Jews and Jacob. Okay. All right. Yeah, chakra wisdom. Get off of here. Fourth chakra, heart chakra. Peace. I will meditate and be peaceful and calm in my interactions with others in the world. Peacefulness comes in me, giving up the love of power for the love of power of love. I invite peace to be a part of my life, and I make time to experience my own inner stillness daily. I continually develop an inner sense of calm, and I trust that everything will be right. Feeling good about myself will help bring peace into my life. Then we got second chakra, sacral chakra, sexuality. I honor and respect my sexuality and I allow the natural flow of my feelings. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise and I release unnecessary guilt regarding sex. I am open to the positive, sensual feelings coming to me from others. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and in balance. Hello. Okay. Okay, yeah, I keep on wanting to do this right here. I don't know why. I don't want to do that. All right, y'all. I guess that's enough. We get to 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Um, hey, I hope it helped, enlighten, whatever it may be. Okay. This your girl Ruth signing off. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Hope it helps. Um, yeah. Donate to my channel. I love y'all.